Perfect. So, hello all. Welcome to the Celoxis podcast. Here we talk about various improvements and enhancements that happen in the world of project management. And today we're going to talk about a very special topic, that is AI in project management. Today is another special day because we have a guest host today, Hussain Bandukwala, the CEO of Parwaaz Consulting and the PMO Pronner. And he'll be talking to Rashmi, who is Principal Solution Architect at Celoxis. So over to you, Hussain.
Thanks so much, Alok, and thanks so much for the opportunity. I really am extremely humbled and happy to be here. And I couldn't be more thrilled for today's discussion. AI and project management is always a special one, such a fascinating area with so much potential. And AI is going to help us unpack the beauty of project management. How are you, Rashmi?
I'm doing well, Hussein. Thank you so much for inviting. And we're going to be talking about AI, something that I'm really excited about.
All right, so then let's get straight to it, Rashmi. I hear Celoxis now has an AI-powered assistant called Lex. AI sounds like a game changer in project management, and Lex, I'm sure, could be a game changer for Celoxis. So what sparked this idea, and what does Lex bring to the table?
Definitely. That's a very good question. In fact, we've always believed in empowering our, users, teams across the organizations to achieve a lot more with very less effort. So while project management tools have been, very essential in the market across organizations, at times they can still feel overwhelming, too much information to digest, too many clicks to get that kind of information. In fact, this kind of ability is still there in Celoxis. So imagine you could just log in, have those real-time dashboards that are shown, which will show you this real-time information. But that would still mean, kind of running through multiple clicks, running through different reports and dashboards. So this takes a bit of while to be able to, take those data-driven decisions. However, it can be time consuming, looking at those reports, going through those clicks, and that is where our AI, which we've called as Lex, comes into picture. With Lex, basically what we're trying to do is, simplify processes, enhance the workflows so that it's easier for organizations, for a team to get information within a few clicks. So think of Lex as your, virtual project manager, always ready to assist with real-time insights, task updates, resource allocation, and so much more. And basically all of this you can do easily with a very natural interaction, how you would talk with your friend or your colleague.
Wow, Rashmi, that sounds incredibly efficient. But let me play a bit of a devil's advocate here. Now, the reality is that right now with project management and AI sort of touching everything, even with project management, AI is everywhere. A lot of tools have adopted AI and a lot of new tools are coming into the market with that as well. So how is Lex different from other AI chatbots or assistants that we see in the market?
That is again a very good question, and you're absolutely right. AI is basically just everywhere. But Lex isn't, just another chatbot which is answering the questions as you are asking it. What sets Lex totally apart from other AI tools that you would see with the PM, domain, basically, is that deep integration with the Celoxis infrastructure, with Celoxis project management platform itself. While many tools just stop at showing you information, generating lists and summaries, Lex, our AI chatbot, basically actively interacts with your project data. For instance, it can reassign tasks. It can basically give you the information about your resources to understand who's working, who's off, the work or on a vacation on that particular time. For project managers, for teams to be able to take data-driven decisions on how best to run your projects. And not only that, we basically also ensure that a very tedious task of staffing a particular project will also be made easy. And all of that with basically the Celoxis interface itself. So what you see currently in Celoxis is what you would see there. So the learning curve is really less.
That's really impressive. So can you just give me an example of how Lex would help in the real world scenario?
Definitely. So imagine, starting your day. Now, in that particular scenario, as a manager, you might want to quickly ask Lex, what are the projects that needs the attention? And imagine Lex just giving you a real-time information telling you that, these are the list of your projects which need your attention, something that you need to immediately look into. Now, as next steps, obviously, as a manager, your question would be to understand what of these particular project, what are the tasks which are going to be impacted, which needs your attention. So again, you can ask that question. It will find you the list of the task in a specific project that you've quickly asked, and you would be able to see the projects which are and the task basically, which you are further drilling down to look at that information. So you ask Lex, and Lex will give you all of this information in real time in the same interface. And all that happens in the same conversation itself.
I see. So it's like having an assistant who not only identifies problems, but also actively solves them. And so I'm curious, there's a pain point that project managers usually face, and that's resource management. Does Lex do anything for that?
Absolutely. So resource management is, where Lex truly is going to shine, and, it's going to set different across any of the AI tools that you would see. So for instance, if a team member is on leave, you can just ask Lex who can take over that particular resources task. So let's say we can say who can take over John's tasks, and Lex will evaluate the skills. It will look at the workload, understand what is the availability of the different resource who can take up, John's tasks. Once you see that information, you approve that, and Lex will then reassign all of those tasks, adjust the schedules automatically, and inform the project manager about it. So you don't have to do anything separately, right? In this, no need to basically have different spreadsheets or any manual effort where, you run through reports and do multiple clicks to be able to do that. All of that within a few seconds is what you would be able to see. In fact, one of the most daunting tasks a PM faces is basically staffing the project. So imagine you have a project which has multiple phases, there are different resources who are assigned on the task. And at the initial stage, you might exactly not know which resource is working on it, but you understand the skill. So you have a project plan that you've quickly created from a template, you've put in the phases, you've put in duration and the skills. Now, as a manager, imagine, going through the workload view, finding the resource and replacing it. Multiple clicks and, nightmares for the manager. One wrong click and you set yourself back again to square one. So with Lex, what you can tell Lex basically is to start the project, and within a few minutes, you will have a completely staffed project, ensuring that there is no resource burnout. So imagine Lex will take care of all of that automatically. So you need not worry about any of that. And imagine how easy it would be for the PMs. It is taking away all the stress.
That feels like magic, Rashmi. That's really, really fascinating and impressive how far Celoxis has come along with Lex. But I also just wanted to, ask, with AI and its potential, there are always certain limitations. So with Lex, at the stage that it's right now, are there any limitations that the user should be aware of?
That is definitely a great point, especially since, while AI is everywhere, that's, frequently, asked questions these days. So to be honest, Lex is still in the, early stages, still evolving. And like any other AI, it learns and improves over the time. So occasionally it might misinterpret your information. It might give you certain wrong information. So it is going to need your guidance, certain prompts that you would need to tell Lex to get the real-time information. And we are working on it. So we are updating Lex capabilities to minimize these hiccups for you, ensuring that, you get a very seamless experience with Lex.
That's really refreshing to hear. That level of transparency is extremely appreciated. I'm sure all the listeners are going to resonate with that. Let's talk a bit about the future, Rashmi. How do you see AI and Lex in particular reshaping project management?
The future basically, Usar, is all about efficiency empowerment. So with Lex, we envision that, project managers spending less time on repetitive tasks, but they would be more, working on strategy, working more on innovations, and efficiently doing that with zero stress. So team can then focus on delivering exceptional results, rather than juggling through multiple schedules, chasing approvals, finding the information to be able to take those data driven decisions. And it doesn't only stop at that particular point. It goes for, beyond that. We'll help you with automation too. So AI will be able to predict insights, help managers take those, data driven decisions in terms of risks, issues, optimize resources in a better way to be able to take better and data driven decisions. So Lex is just the beginning of this transformation, and we are going to be improving Lex a lot to be able to provide much more features, much more capabilities, and all in a very giving you a very seamless integration.
This is really exciting, Rashmi, and I'm pretty excited about what more Celoxis and Lex will bring to the table. Before we wrap up, any final message for our listeners?
Definitely. So yes, if you are kind of feeling overwhelmed by project management, it's time and just right time about to take let Lex our AI take some of your load. So Lex is here to streamline your processes, boost productivity, and bring clarity to your workday, and reduce the stress that you have to go through working day and day out with all those different tools. And this is just the start. Believe me, there is so much more to come.
Amazing. Thank you, Rashmi, for giving us this deep dive into the future of project management with Celoxis AI. For everyone listening, check out Celoxis and meet Lex. You won't regret it.
Thank you so much, Hussain. It's been a great talking to you today.
Thank you, Hussain, and thank you, Rashmi. Good to hear, say, conversations with the stalwarts of project management, I would say. What I really learned about is I think technology is here to help you and help the project managers enhance their project management activities, and not something to be scared of. And ensure just stay tuned with us. Check out our website, our YouTube channel, and you'll get to know a lot more about Celoxis doing with AI and in general PPM. So thank you both for your time. It was wonderful talking to you.
Thank you, Alok. Thank you, Hussain, once again.
Thank you. Thank you both.